Friends, today's NRI Summer program from Los Angeles brought to you commercial free by listeners like you. Your generous donations make possible for us to stay commercial free, and today's show is pre-recorded. If you have a question for the guest, please send an email to nrisummer@gmail.com. We will follow up with the guest and find the answer for you. Thank you for your support.
Friends, welcome back to NRI Samai. This is Srihari Atluri, your host for today's show. Today we have with us Thejesh. He's a techie from Bengaluru, and we are going to talk about a very interesting topic, very intriguing. There is one of the vendors of Airtel. They are suing Thejesh because Thejesh identified that Airtel has inserted some code, some JavaScript code into the web browsers. So this is very technical. So we'll start with pretty basic understanding of what this code is, what is a browser, and that level. But Thejesh can explain more. Thejesh, welcome to NRI Samai.
Hey, thank you so much, Sherry.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a pretty short notice for you, but just jumping right into this issue, but please give us some background about what is a JavaScript code, and especially in this context, and how that can be used. I guess this is not the first time a company is using JavaScript on a browser. So what does it mean in this context?
Okay. Generally, you have a browser, which we generally call client. And when you access, let's say some example, some www.com, the browser actually downloads the things from that site and then displays things to you, which the server sends. So you kind of trust whatever that site is sending it to you, and you view that. What is happening, that content can be both, HTML, JavaScript, or in images, videos, and stuff like that. JavaScript is like a programming language, which runs within your browser to display things, to do some, to add some functionalities to the website, to do some animations in your browser.
Please give an example on, if something is running on your browser, JavaScript is running on your browser, what is that, from a user point of view, what does it mean? What can he see? Give me one example.
For example, you have seen this share this buttons, right? When you click on share this button, it opens up like an overlay which shows other social networks like Facebook, Twitter, and things like that. Okay. Many sites use this. So in the background, when you click on it, runs the JavaScript, it shows this overlay, and then does this animation of showing it and removing it. That is one example for And there are some sites we do which do like overlays come from the side to show the menu. It goes back when you click. That kind of animations and stuff are done in JavaScript. This is a simple example, but this is a most identifiable example.
Okay. So you are saying, for example, somebody clicks on a link or a button, and for example, a pop-up comes, and that can be a JavaScript, right? So basically, there's a JavaScript.
It can be a JavaScript. It can be a JavaScript, and it's generally used to do add some dynamic functionalities to websites.
Excellent.
Only thing is, in this case, the server admin or whoever is running the site would have coded that JavaScript. So, you trust him. So, because let's say your radio station had a site and, somebody watches it, you would have coded that JavaScript and your user trusts it, because they are from this radio station, and hence they are okay with it running in their browser.
I see.
Generally,
so you are saying generally there is a JavaScript pretty much in any website, and the intent is supposed to be good intent, to provide experience to the users. So what is happening in this case? Why is it an issue that Airtel or its vendor is putting a JavaScript. From your point of view, what do you think happened?
So here is the thing. This is not the first case. I think many telcos have done this outside India, but this is the first time I noticed it in India. So what happens is, let's say one of your radio listeners goes to one of your radio station sites and views your website. And then suddenly he sees like an advertisement on the site. And he thinks, why is this radio station showing this advertisement? But, as far as you are concerned, you are not displaying any website. But what has happened is, when the website is traveling or as data from server to the user's browser, somebody in between has inserted some extra code which will display those advertisements. Which means, let's say, from when the website is getting downloaded from a server to your user's browser, somebody in between is inserting some parts of code, which for the end user will look like it has come from your server.
I see.
And since he trusts you, so he thinks it's okay. But ultimately, you are not done that, and your user gets cheated that you probably have done that. And in this case, what has happened is the medium, which is like Airtel, which is telco, has done this. So that is the thing that has happened.
This is actually, I'm glad you mentioned about NRI Samay website. So just for our listeners to understand a little bit more, I'll expand on that. So NRI Samay website, anybody can go there. There's no advertisement at all. Never been any advertisement. Because the kind of shows we do, for example, right, we are doing this show and we are talking about an issue with Airtel. Imagine this show itself is sponsored by Airtel. We cannot imagine doing this show on Airtel's issues. Airtel is one of the sponsors of NRI Samay. Right? So it's very important for us when our listeners like you who is listening now, if you see an ad by Airtel while you are watching, listening to the show, it sounds ridiculous. So it's you will stop trusting NRI Samay, potentially one of the causes. And also it's a loss for us because there's nothing we did. We did not put an Airtel ad, but I mean we are talking hypothetical situation to give an example. But potentially that could happen. So it's I understand the importance. So for example, you go to a trusted site. Another example, you go to a new site every single day, trusted site, then something comes up as an advertisement, and you think, okay, maybe it's okay, then you click on it and it takes you somewhere else, right? Something like that you're saying.
Sure. Yeah. It can take you somewhere else. And, I'm just giving the simple example of showing advertisement, but potentially the same technology could be used to do anything, like used to allow you to download something and install things on your computer, or they can observe which are the sites, what are you doing on the site. For example, what are people doing on the site of NRI Samay if they're using NRI Samay, or if they're entering some details on that site, they can probably read it. So there are hundreds of things they can do.
Yeah.
But I'm just giving the simplest example and not so, very nice.
Yeah, I mean, this can
example of it.
Basically, this can have very profound impact also. For example, if somebody is searching for somebody logs into their credit card account, and then this script saw that you are logging into credit card account, and next minute you are getting pop-ups or advertisement saying, apply to this credit card, right? That kind of things can happen pretty much.
That kind of thing. But what I've seen is this happens only on HTTP sites, not on HTTPS. Generally, when you do like shopping, banking and stuff, there will be an S in the top bar which says this is secure. So this has not happened in that cases. This has happened only in the case of just HTTP. But, the end users, the normal users wouldn't know much. And not many sites support HTTPS. So I'm just talking about the vast majority of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And even, there were some screenshots, I guess, you shared showing the JavaScript. I'm looking at the code. I have written HTML, even JavaScript. There's no way I can look at this code and say, you know what, Airtel has inserted these tags. So how did you come to know about it? And how did you even think of going through the code?
This happened very, normally, on a day I was browsing my own site, like my own blog on my mobile. And then I experienced it to be really slow compared to any other site. So when you're a developer and you think your own site is slow, you'll probably want to go through it. Why it's slow? And I clicked on desktop and other places it seemed fast, but on my browser it seemed slow. So I was going through what is it taking time. So I went through the code on the mobile to see what is going on. And I figured that, there was this small piece of code which I had not written. And it's appearing on my own source code of the site. So in this case, it helped me that I was a developer and I was, owner of the site and I was also user of the site. That's how I figured out, this getting inserted. And then I did a little bit of background of whose IP it is and what is the company which is running software behind this IP, what is the purpose of that software, generally in the market, who are their clients, and that kind of thing. That's how I landed up in exposing this or writing this.
And do you know what the script does?
Well, actually, it didn't do anything much. It tried to insert a toolbar at the top, but I couldn't figure out what the toolbar was. As of now, it was just trying to insert an iframe, which is empty, that's the thing. So I think they were doing a pilot and they hadn't gotten into a stage of doing something with it. But they weren't doing anything specific. They were just inserting a toolbar, which is empty toolbar.
I see.
Friends, NRI Samay is a non-profit independent alternate media from Los Angeles, USA, which brings positive stories from grassroots activists from all corners of India and across the world. NRI Samay does not rely on corporate funding and our shows are commercial free. We only rely on your donations. Corporate funded media is driven by the TRP rating and profits are blurring the distinction between news and entertainment. Why do our news channels talk so much about cricket, movies, accidents, popular figures' personal lives, babies of heroines, gossips, etc., while they should be covering the struggles of people, inequality in our society, rural issues, and border security issues? Why did our media raise some corruption crusaders to the sky on one day and shut them off completely when graft charges were raised on those corporate sponsors? Media relies so much on the corporate funding and government blessings that they cannot report independently. NRI Samay is different. We don't accept funds from any corporations and hence our shows are commercial free. We completely rely on donations from you. Please consider donating to NRI Samay and please go to nrisamay.com and donate generously. This is the only way together that we can continue NRI Samay. All donations are kept transparent on nrisamay.com. And if you have any questions, please write to nrisamay@gmail.com.
There's also a statement on Hindustan Times that Airtel spokesman put out there. I'll just read it out so that we can give the other side of the story as well. So it says the Airtel spokesman said in quotes, "This is a standard solution deployed by telcos globally to help their customers keep track of their data usage in terms of megabytes used. It is therefore meant to improve customer experience and empower them to manage their usage. One of our network vendor partners has piloted this solution through a third party to help customers understand their data consumption in terms of volume of data used. As a responsible corporate, we have the highest regard for customer privacy, and we follow a policy of zero tolerance with regard to the confidentiality of the customer data. So let me go back just a little bit. So you put this on the Twitter, saying that these guys inserted JavaScript. Sounds like they are pretty much agreeing, just reading out this statement. And then, why are they suing you? What is under what section, or what is that they are saying? Why does even that screenshots are also available if listeners can Google it? It says legal proceeding, both civil and criminal. What is wrong here? I don't understand.
Two things. One, so they're agreeing that they're doing this. So this is not. They are not shying away from this.
Yeah.
They are saying a use case which seems very benign, which is okay in the case, but I'm not sure whether it's okay when they got implemented. I can't say whether they were actually doing that or not doing that. I don't have any way of confirming it, so I don't know what they plan to do. But all I wanted to say was this is happening, and this could be potentially be used for anything they want to do.
Yeah.
That's all is my case. As far as the season basis letter was not actually by Airtel, but it's by the vendor which Airtel hired to do this work, which is called a Flash network, which is based out of Israel. So Airtel has hired a vendor who will do this work for the Flash for the Airtel. So the case is that I've put a piece of code which was present in my browser when this happened, which was trying to insert this iframe and do the things. So that piece of code was on the site when I published the research. So they are trying to do a copyright claim that put their piece of code in this research paper. So that is a copyright IPR claim that they have. So basically, they're saying we injected into this. You're displaying that code to the world. So that's like a copyright.
But that's pretty much anybody can see, right? Anybody who has a browser.
Correct. Because it gets automatically downloaded into your browser. You don't even have to download it. It automatically gets downloaded into your browser. Anybody can right click. If they're on any site, you can right click and view source.
Yeah, so, this is
anybody can see.
It's not like you illegally.
Yeah, I have to do anything special.
No. It's not like you hacked into their system and got something out and then put it on the internet. Even that, if you are exposing something wrongful, that even I think that makes sense too. But here, anybody can just go to their browser and just right click and then see whatever is the client is the code on the client side. You cannot see on the server side. But at least you can see on the client side.
It's already on your computer. They have sent this piece of code. That's what
For me, it just looks like a big corporation. Of course, this is a vendor we are talking about, but I cannot imagine these guys filing a case without the knowledge of Airtel. Maybe we don't know that, but it just looks like a big.
They have. Just to let you know, they released another statement yesterday saying they do not have any information on the CMD, and they are also equally surprised by this. That's what their statement says. Yesterday's statement. That's by Airtel. To give their point of view.
I mean, they have to take some responsibility. It's because this company is suing you because you put out you were talking about the Airtel web page and the script that is inserted by the Airtel. They can say it's their vendor, but they have to take the responsibility. And
I think so.
Yeah. And it's so what happened? Can you give? So you put this out, and then what happened? You suddenly got a letter or something?
No, I mean, I put this letter, then Airtel came up with the statement which you just read.
Yeah.
Then I thought, everything is over because, I put something research and they try to clarify it. And if people are interested, they'll ask Airtel questions and get the answer. And 2 days later, I got a letter from this company saying, close this, everything, and shut it down. Otherwise, we'll show you kind of letter, which is also online if you want to see. The letter is online. And then they also sent out DMCA notification to GitHub, which actually shut the repository. So as of now, whatever the research I had done is down, is offline.
Okay, so if somebody goes to the web page on Airtel and look up the code, they won't find this JavaScript?
No, the Airtel also stated in their report they stopped this pilot project.
I see. Yeah. So you don't think they will pursue this anymore?
I don't know.
Flash.
I don't know. I'm just talking to my lawyers to reply to this CND because I need to respond to it.
Yeah.
I'll probably be able to tell you after I respond.
Okay. And the bigger question actually, so is it from Airtel or this vendor, Flash, right? Flash is the name of the vendor?
Yeah, Flash Network.
Flash Network. From their point of view, is this did they breach any internet laws, or is it just unethical, or did they breach any laws by putting JavaScript insert JavaScript in the browser?
I mean, actually, I'm not a lawyer as such, but just by common sense, I think they are breaching some of the laws, not just IT laws, some of the common laws of, like, say, impersonation. Their code is impersonating as the code which is coming from the server without being clear.
Yeah.
So that is one thing. And they'll probably be, intercepting the traffic, which could be like illegal under telecom laws, to intercept the thing. So I'm sure if there is a capable lawyer and who wants to figure out, and there are good chances that they are doing illegal stuff.
I see. Yeah,
I'm not sure. Right. Yeah, I'm not sure what other laws they are breaking from the personal privacy point of view. What data they are collecting, how they are storing, where they are storing. Especially for Indian customers, is it stored inside, outside the country? Where exactly it is stored? What exactly they are doing? There are other privacy-related stuff too, which may not be illegal, but that part could be completely unethical too.
Yeah, because I don't think our law, most of it is written in 1860s and 70s, so I don't think we are capable of catching all of them in our law books. For somebody to look at the code, for example, even if I look at the code and think, oh, maybe Airtel is doing something, putting a JavaScript, and then I might forget about it. But for you to go and put it out there, and it requires guts to do this. Are you also like an activist, or have you done such kind of research before?
I didn't think about it actually this way, that it's going to blow up this big and become what it is now. But I just thought it was very interesting. I generally believe in privacy and respecting customer data and that kind of things. And I deal with a lot of open data and related stuff as well. So I know what it means to have privacy and how it is important and stuff like that. Hence I wrote this, just to say that this is happening and let people know this is happening. That's all was my thing, that if it is happening and it's a Airtel customer, you should know it is happening.
Yeah.
And probably this is unfair. I didn't even go thinking of whether it's illegal or whatever.
Yeah.
At that point, I just thought, this is unfair. You shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, it's a basic right, freedom of speech, basically, And
yeah, that's all it was. And Yeah, I think they're using the laws to, not to let me know that to the world, not to let me tell that to the world. That's right.
And how is the response? Did you get any support online or among your networks?
Yeah, I'm talking to lawyers. There are quite a few organizations in Bengaluru which deal with specific this kind of things. So I'm talking to a few of them. They were all been very positive and very supportive. Very positive that
even beyond lawyers, I meant online responses and stuff like that.
I think everybody has been very positive, at least towards me. That what I've done is exposing the stuff, and not even exposing, just telling the stuff what's happening. That I should be allowed to say that at the basic thing. So people are very, very supportive, both online, offline, and in even organizations.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is pretty basic stuff. The code is out there. Anybody can go and see. There's nothing, nothing wrong.
Yeah.
There's no infringement of any copyrights or anything like that. If at all there is any problem, the only thing is they are trying to stop your right to freedom of speech, which is ridiculous. I don't think I saw the part of the document which says it's both civil and criminal proceedings. It doesn't make any sense to me, at least with the information I have. But I hope somebody... But I hope
some capable lawyers are looking into it. So,
yeah. But not only to defend this case, but I hope somebody goes after these big companies like Airtel and see what is happening, because unless there is a organizational support, common people cannot go after big corporations. It's pretty much impossible. So somebody should take this, even put a public interest litigation or something, and then see what are they doing with the data, what kind of codes they are writing, how they are collecting the user data, what they are doing with those. So this is a good case because it has a lot of visibility, but I think somebody should take it to the next level. And
and it's also very different from regular data collection. You see, like when you are interacting with Google or when you are interacting with Apple, you are interacting with Apple. You know that you are interacting with Google, and you know what you are giving it to Google. Google is going to know it, or you're going to give it to Apple. They know going to know it. Here, you think you're talking to person one, and the person two is getting to know that information and collecting all the information, and you don't even know whether. Who is that person to? Why is it listening to us? And what is it going to do with this data? So this is like a next level where if you don't even know this is happening. So that's the big thing. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope somebody really looks into this. But I really wish that they don't create more problems, and even if they create, I hope you have enough support back in India, back in Bengaluru, to overcome this.
Sure.
Is there anything else you want to say before we wrap it up?
No. Thank you so much. It was nice talking to you.
Okay, thanks, Thejesh. It's nice talking to you, and we'll check back with you after maybe a couple of weeks and see the progress on this one.
Sure. Thanks.
Okay, thanks, friends. That's our show with Thejesh. Thanks for dialing in. Bye.
Bye.
Friends, if you liked today's show, please go to youtube.com/NRI Samay and click on the subscribe button. You will get notified every time we publish a new show. And you can also like us on our social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, and Google+.